Thanks to Esinam for bringing us the business. Now time for the sport. I'm Gary Al Smith. And as you know, the Normalisation Committee Special Cup has started. There were 6 games across the country, 2 outstanding matches and some great football. The Northern Zone filled with former Premier League champions, and the Southern Zone where we have the likes of Hearts of Oak, Dreams FC and others give us some really good football. However, there was something that we noticed. There were a few fears of refereeing and whether it could be consistent. Don't forget that about 88 referees were identified by the Tiger IPI investigation that got Ghana football on its knees. We are now going to look at the psychological impacts on the refs and maybe, just maybe, if it is affecting how they are doing their job. So, for an expert view is Dr. Patrick Ofori. He's a sports psychologist and he joins us from here in Accra. Today he's wearing the clothes of a sports psychologist, but normally you would see that he's involved in either national team affairs or involved with the Normalisation Committee. Today he's speaking, I must emphasize, as a professional sports psychologist. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Gary.
So, we had the Ediana Stars coach complain about refereeing and say that, you know, things have not normalized from that direction. Psychologically, do you think that we have done enough to prepare refs for the new regime of Ghana football, Doc?
Well, referees are like performers, like that we expect from the footballers and that musicians. So issues of anxiety, confidence, self-awareness, and their ability to concentrate even after making a mistake. So there are a bit of similarities with even a dancer at the podium after making one wrong step. How do you cope with it? So all these issues are things that normally will affect the referee's performance and his psychological makeup and how he is able to even cope with making a mistake.
Okay, very good preamble you've given. Would you say that specifically where the Normalisation Committee Special Cup is concerned, we have done enough to psych the referees ahead of such an important period in our history?
I think I've taken a closer look about the component of training that we normally give to the referees. And normally you hear the referee assessors or the referee instructors talking about the physical aspect of it. That has the referee been able to pass his, what normally they refer to as the copper test, and the other endurance and other aspect that is expected of the referees to, the referee is expected to complete. But what we currently don't know is the psychological component, who really assess the referee psychologically, and have they got what we refer to as the mental toughness, the resilience, the ability to even exclude themselves from being biased although they may have their own teams or affiliation. And that was where in the earlier introduction I made mention of self-awareness.
Yeah.
There is that likelihood that nobody gets into the game without necessarily having a passion for a particular team that drives them to pick up a profession as a player, as a coach, as a referee. So normally, as part of their orientation and as part of their development processes, we need to have that self-awareness training to accept the fact that they are a profession and that there are certain competencies and a certain integrity level that we expect from them.
Okay.
And they also need to show certain level of mental toughness that they will be able to cope with the demands, especially both the psychological and the physical demands of the game.
All right, Doctor. Thank you very much. We appreciate your time. That's been succinct and very helpful. Thank you again. So that's Dr. Patrick Ofori, a sports psychologist, giving us an idea of what we should expect from our referees as well. And that will be it for the sport. In later bulletins, we'll hear from Dr. Kofi Amoah, the boss of the Normalization Committee, on what he is expecting to be done for refs to give us a better performance going forward. I'm Gary Al Smith, and that's the sport for now.